Hello everyone and welcome to today's International Economics class conducted by Pratap Hegde for BCom 4th semester classes. So dear students, in the previous class we studied about the introduction about internal and international trades, and in this class we are going to study about some theories of international trade. There are different theories and variety of theories that tries to explain the international trade and the purpose of international trade, but in this section we are going to study and focus only on two important theories. The first one is absolute cost advantage theory and the second one is comparative cost advantage theory. So in this class we are going to take up the first topic, that is absolute cost advantage theory. So we need to understand why a country indulge or involve itself in international trade. What is the purpose of conducting international trade? So the answer for that is, as I have already told in the previous video, every country does not possess each and every resources for the production of all kinds of goods and services. Some countries will be rich in labor efficiency or the human capital, and some other countries may be rich in natural resources like maybe abundant water supply, abundant minerals, abundant natural geographical conditions, and some country may be good in providing services like maybe engineering service, maybe uh, legal service, maybe medical service, and all kinds of other services. So every country specializes itself in some or the other production of goods and services, but it cannot produce each and every commodity that is being demanded by the people or the resident of that country. That's why people who do not possess some items are dependent on international trade for the commodities that are available in abundant quantity in the foreign countries. So we understood why international trade takes place. So international trade takes place because of the scarcity of resources in some countries and unlimited wants of the people. So let's go to the theory, that is absolute cost advantage theory. This is the theory that is being depicted by Adam Smith in the book An Enquiry into the Nature and Causes of the Wealth of the Nation in the year 1776. So according to Adam Smith, he takes the example of two countries that each country specializes in a certain commodity. One country specializes its production in one commodity and the other country specializes in some different kind of commodity. So the international trade takes place between these two countries because of the existence of absolute advantage of the production of one commodity over the other commodity. So the country which specializes itself in the production of a certain commodity produces more of that commodity and sells it to the country that does not have the resources to produce that product, and vice versa, the other country produces the commodity that it specializes in itself, and it will import the commodities that cannot be produced or which the other countries have the absolute advantage over the cost of production, and it decides to sell the commodity that it can produce comparatively cheaper than the other country. So two countries involve themselves or exchange goods and services in which they have absolute advantage over the cost of production. So this cost is considered based on the number of labor units used in the production of this particular commodity. There are certain assumptions that need to be taken while understanding the theory. These assumptions are: first, let us assume that there are two countries, country A and country B, and producing only two commodities, X and Y. Now suppose country A can produce X commodity cheaper than country B, and country B can produce commodity Y cheaper than A, which means A has an absolute advantage in the production of commodity X and B has an absolute advantage in the production of commodity Y. Thus, country A will be better off concentrating on the production of commodity X and B on the production of commodity Y. Therefore, country A will export commodity X to B and B will export commodity Y to country A. By this, both the countries will be in profit by using the labor force in which it specializes in the production. Then it will import the commodity that it does not specialize itself in. So both countries will gain from the trade. It results in specialization and it also increases the productivity of labor. But what if country A has an absolute advantage in the production of both X and Y? That is, let us say country A can produce X cheaper than B and it can also produce commodity Y much cheaper than B. Then the question is, should country A produce both X and Y and B nothing? No, it does not mean that, but we will go through this question in the second theory, that is comparative cost advantage theory. This theory has been simply explained with the help of a diagram, and this diagram consists of a different example. Here we have taken cocoa and production of rice as two commodities instead of X and Y. Let us say country A can produce cocoa and country B can produce rice. Country A has specialty or advantage in the production of cocoa and country B has production advantage in the commodity rice. Let's say country A produces 20 units of cocoa from a particular level or the unit of labor, and country B can produce 20 units of rice with the same amount or the unit of labors. But they have disadvantage in the production of other two commodities. Like for example, country A can produce only 5 units of rice and country B can only produce 10 units of cocoa from a single unit of labor. That means both countries have specialty in production of only one commodity. That's why these two indulge themselves, or these two exchange these two commodities for the place of another commodity. In this way, both the countries will be in profit and both will be having advantages. So I hope you all understood about the essence or the Adam Smith's idea about international trade, that is absolute advantage. Now let us go through some of the limitations of this theory. So as I already told, all these assumptions have to be done in order to understand the theory. So first one is, it explains the cause of trade only when both countries enjoy absolute advantage in the production of at least one product. So when the question arises, what if country A has advantage in the production of both the units and another country does not have absolute advantage in any product? Then what happens? Will the international trade takes place or not? So this theory fails to answer this question. This theory only relies on the assumption that each country has absolute advantage of the cost of production over only one commodity. So this is the major limitation of this theory. The second one is that it assumes that transportation costs are either non-existent or insignificant. But in the real world economy, it does not always hold good. There will be cost of transportation or cost of the exchange of goods and services, and it also needs to be taken into account while calculating the advantages of international trade. The next one is that it assumes that prices are comparable across countries, implying stability of exchange rate. But in reality, exchange rates will not be stable. Exchange rates vary all the time, and it will also affect the international trade. The last assumption is that Adam Smith assumes that labor is perfectly mobile between the sectors, which means labor is easily transferred from one sector of production to another sector of production. But labor mobility is only good up to some extent. It cannot go beyond that extent, and that is also a major limitation of this theory. So for the better understanding of this theory, you need to go through the diagrams, graphs, and also some tables, and that table and diagram will be sent in the group through PDF notes, and I request you to please go through that. So I hope that's all for today. Thank you.